Joining me now to talk about the proposed legislation is New York State Assemblyman Brian Marr. Brian, similar efforts failed in the legislature several years ago, but finally, there seems to be bipartisan support this time around, making this much more likely to get support.
Absolutely, Nick. Thanks for having me on. And first, thanks for highlighting this issue. It's amazing, based on everything you just described, how this has continued to flow under the radar for years. According to a study done by the CDC, which is looking at IMF's illicitly manufactured fentanyl, over the last couple years, specifically from 2019 to 2021, we saw over 276% increase in IMFs that were detecting xylazine as part of that overdose. That is an absolutely horrifying trend, and since those are old numbers, we believe they have risen considerably.
Mr. Marr, you know, the minute we start talking about drugs and legislation, it seems like some people's eyes just gloss over. Talk to us about why this is so important.
It's important because these drugs and the chemicals in these drugs continue to change every single day, and the laws are not being updated enough to give law enforcement agencies, DAs, and our hospitals who are trying to detect from these overdoses the tools that they need. So we really need to keep up. We need to keep this on the forefront, and we can't just wait until we see that it causes all of these deaths. There's legislation that could have helped potentially address this issue years ago that were never passed. So we need to constantly address our laws, fix our laws, and keep up with the changes that are being made to these drugs.
And Mr. Marr, we're playing video of some people that look as though they may be under the influence right now as you talk about this. And the reason I asked you to talk about why it's important is I believe that there are those who think that because I am not myself a drug user, no one in my immediate family is a drug user, it does not affect me. And what you're saying is that that is not true, which is why you're pushing this legislation. What will happen if the new bill does pass? And explain how people are affected, even if they themselves are not using.
First of all, everybody's affected. Whether you're using or not, the opioid epidemic, IMFs, xylazine, and obviously new drugs that are going to get created that we'll have to deal with in the future, it affects and impacts everybody in a community. When one person is using and overdoses take place, it impacts generations of communities. So everybody is impacted by this, no matter if you're a user or if you know a user. The two laws that we're looking to establish and pass in the legislature and have the governor sign, one will create and identify xylazine as a Schedule III substance, right? So that's going to give law enforcement the tools that it needs to crack down and hopefully prevent and deter individuals from bringing these drugs in because they don't want to get caught and go to jail. The second aspect of that is a law that will give hospitals the tools that they need, because right now a bigger part of this is we can't even quantify how many of these overdoses are related to xylazine because the hospitals don't have the ability to properly test. So my bill would actually create a study to look into the breadth of the problem to figure out how we can have bipartisan solutions and take action immediately.
Mr. Marr, we have about 30 seconds left. Success in moving this legislation forward for you would mean what?
Making sure it's bipartisan. In New York State, this government is controlled by one party, and I'm going to rely on my relationships and the fact that I believe my colleagues on the other side of the aisle want to solve and address this issue as well. And I would absolutely have them welcome my bill. I would sign on to one of their bills. As long as we address the issue, that is my focus.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.